go.
Thank you, Diana. Welcome to Comics League Dark, the premier news show of Comics League. I got the boys with me. I got Nick from the Phoenix Express. What's up, dude?
Good. I have some news to share.
Yes, you might as well. Go ahead.
This will probably be devastating to JJheat. So, I am. It was great trepidation that I announced that me and Jared have formed a treaty.
Okay.
Oh yes.
So guess what?
Jared won the war.
Like I said, do not go to war with me. It will not end up well for you.
Yes, clearly.
So apparently,
no.
I
I need to formally state it. I renounce Wonderbat in all its forms and fully embrace Super Wonder, the superior ship. Jared, can you please remove the gun to my head now?
Okay. And so guess what? Congratulations. Not only did I win the war, you guys won the war.
Wait, I didn't hear that part. It kind of splits out.
Congratulations. You guys won the war too, because guess what? You defected to my side. This still counts as winning.
On the square Earth, maybe.
Okay, but
Bizarro world.
Yeah. And then what's up, Brown Destroyer? What's up, Daniel? So
we have a lot to talk about tonight.
Yeah, so JJheat, what's up with you, dude?
I had to take a couple of days off, get ready to back to school. I'm starting my last year as an MSW, and hopefully I pass my license exam on the first try. But
yeah.
Oh, you will, brother. You're gonna blaze through that test.
Appreciate it. But New Direction Young Justice is on schedule. That's going to come out tomorrow at 4. I'll go live with Comics League. Mm-hmm. But I do not recommend this. I do not recommend what DC originally did with this run. Just, oh God, the culling.
All right.
Also, JJheat, I have a question. How does it feel to stand alone?
And Daniel,
I'm content.
Actually, Daniel's on his side too. So
I am never alone. I am never alone.
So, Taladia, what's up with you, my fellow Alliance member?
Appreciate it, David.
By the way, I have a little present that I would like to show all of you. This is my new friend Joe Sontag.
Oh, that is a flex.
He's a very talented indie comic book artist. I wanted to show this, and by the way, thank you, Daniel. I wanted to show this, and credit to Daniel for asking this question yesterday on the show. So I'm going to share this, and listen to what my good friend Joe Sontag says when asked about Wonderbat. Super Wonder.
Yeah, I want to listen to this.
Your thoughts on like him with Wonder Woman as opposed to Lois?
Personally, I'd be fine with it. I think they should have killed Lois a long time ago.
Thank you. Thank you.
Not because I dislike the character, but I think that when I tune in, and this is just me personally as a reader, so I'm not trying. If people out there love Lois Lane and that dynamic, great. I'm not saying it's bad, but when I read a comic book, I'm reading for Superman. I want to see Superman adventures. I'm not so much interested in the Clark Kent Lois Lane relationship dynamic. I'm just not, like this personally. I think they should have killed her off a long time ago and not gone the route that a lot of people have written, Elseworld stories of Superman going evil or something.
Because that wouldn't happen.
Right, it wouldn't happen.
So there you go.
Let him finish.
No. So that's it. That's the important part. But basically what he said is that they could have used Lois as Superman's Gwen Stacy. And
editorial wouldn't let him do it. Editorial does not have the balls.
Guys.
See, if they want it, the thing is the problem for the writers is using Lois as Gwen Stacy is back-breaking labor.
Nice, Nick.
No,
and by the
guys,
way, JJheat, that seems so much like a New Direction.
Indeed.
Like, guys,
You really bend us this point really far.
Okay,
God
Nick,
damn it, Nick.
far. You're going on the bottom now, Nick. What were we trying to say, Taladia?
If we mention about Lois Lane, Tevye will show up.
Yeah, eventually.
Eventually, he'll pop up.
It's guaranteed.
The blasphemy. How will we have our evil Superman Wonderbat, baby? I need to make for a clip that would create so many different stories by John and Superman losing Lois. You know what
David,
I need?
hold on. I
I
want to
need to
respond
make
to this.
wait. I need to make the clip of Zack Snyder saying it doesn't work.
If I may.
Mhm.
David, wait till God Killer 2 comes out.
Oh,
You know
boy.
what you need to do,
You've got
Jared?
some stuff planned.
You need to do like a fake AI voice saying like Super Wonder, and then he says it just doesn't work.
Why would I do that, Nick?
Oh,
YouTube algorithm?
Crap. All right,
Clip this. Somebody clip this.
Yeah. By the way, Taladia. Apparently he's not. Oh my gosh! And you guys talk about my slip-ups on my show.
Yours
All right,
are atrocious.
All right. We're all right. That last 30 seconds didn't happen. So what you
It
need
did.
to do is in an AI voice say Wonder Bat. It just doesn't work.
Well, actually, that actually asked him about Wonder Bat, and he goes, "Yeah, it's fun to play with, but it just doesn't work." Somebody clip this. Yeah, I may have to. Hey,
Yeah,
what's up,
somebody-
Najee?
Hey,
Najee, and everyone
What's
else.
up?
Hey, Najee.
Disney going to sell. Yeah, he sent me an article on that too, and we're going to talk about that later. I don't get how Batman could be attracted to someone not as damaged as he is.
Can I say
Yes,
something?
yes.
Wonder Bat is no. It's nothing. It means it's pointless now.
Okay.
Exactly.
I just
Wonder
wanna
Bat
say-
is a trash ship.
It's
just
about
wanna say
this. It's about this and Wonder Woman. That's it.
I just want to say, now I did compromise with New Direction. That you've already seen if you've seen the timeline video. But at the same time, okay, how can I put this delicately?
I seem to have lost connection to JJheat.
He's in the Speed Force.
He's in the Chrono Ball.
Yeah.
Are you done?
Yes,
you
I'm
done?
done. I'm done.
Thank you.
I'm done.
Bruce Timm has a lot of thought-provoking tastes, I'll say.
Dweeb.
But it's true.
From now on,
True.
whenever you say this is going to be the Bruce Timm clip.
No.
DCAU.
He needs his intro.
Kevin Conroy.
But anyway, I'm convinced the good ideas of the DCAU, in other words, the parts people actually like, that was more Paul Dini. But anyway, we'll talk about that later. That's
Another
actually
topic for a later stream.
That's actually
Later
a topic for a fantastic Under Two Capes episode. So let's talk about our first topic of the night. Something that really vexed me today. What is going on with Wonder Woman 3?
Once again, James Gunn has put his shoe in his mouth. And no, Nick, I'm not making a gunpoint pun.
And here,
Wait, no. If you're gonna pun, you got to do it properly. I guess you could say Warner Brothers is jumping the gun.
God damn it!
Arguably-
I walked right into that, didn't I?
Well, arguably, James Gunn is running out of ammo, so that's just what I got.
So what you're saying is he's shooting blanks.
No.
Yes.
So
Yes.
anyway, and
Oh, now we're demonetized.
so it
Jesus
says, why
Christ!
are people who hard Wonder Bat
Yeah.
are saying opposite, Jared? I think. Oh, you mean Nick and Taladia? It's because I finally convinced them of the proper way of thinking.
Yes,
Jared
having a gun-
next alert. Yes, that's
having-
awesome. I love that. I feel
Having
like
a gun pointed to your head does wonders for one's opinion.
I feel like comic book website was trying to start a war. They probably released. Yeah, it was an interview released shortly before the strike where Gal said, "I had a meeting with James Gunn, and as far as I know, he said you're in." She said, and I quote, and she said, I quote, "You're in good hands. We're gonna do it." So
And Daniel,
yeah, go ahead.
Daniel, I just want to okay, say what you will about Batman 66, but it is a product of its time. All in all, it's not that bad.
And I will. So anyway, as I was saying, Gal said,
I mean, some days you just can't get rid of a bomb.
Yeah, exactly. You mean James Gunn's DC movies? But anyway, but what's funny is so Gal
Someone needs to like do the Batman.
So
66
Gal
clip.
said that I explain that. So the thing about it is, I don't think Gal is lying. The person I think is lying is James Gunn again. This guy changes his mind more than like a parent that's upset at a child.
And this is why I've had so many problems with like the reporting, because like it's like one day it's one thing, next day it's another thing, the next day somebody makes something up, and like it's just like we keep reporting. It's like one day Henry's in, one day he's out, one day he might be coming back. It's just like I'm just getting tired of like the back and forth.
And what's up, Claudia?
I was gonna say that James Gunn, this is I believe the third time he's fumbled up now in a space of 12 months.
And I got
He hasn't fumbled. He's changed his mind.
I got news for you. This is, again, get this. We have a repeat of the Cavill. If this is accurate and James Gunn changed his mind again, it's a repeat of the Cavill situation, which no one wants. Brown Destroyer says, everyone remember how James Gunn threw shaded fans saying, what makes you think that we are booting Gal Gadot? So what now?
Exactly.
Yeah, I know. He literally said, oh, we didn't get rid of Gal. I can't believe James Gunn hasn't responded to the news yet. Last time in December, they said Gal. Yeah, exactly. That's my other thing. That's why I blame James Gunn majorly for this, because she should have come out and said, okay, this is partly right. We are working on it. He should have addressed this, and he didn't.
No.
And Daniel asked, what would Gal have to gain by lying? It makes no sense. Yeah, exactly. She has nothing to gain. And Gal doesn't seem like the type of, from a significantly detached perspective, it doesn't seem like the type of person who would lie. And what's up, JJheat?
I will say this, speaking from the strike going on right now, there's a lot up in the air. It's gotten so bad that take animation, for example. It's gotten so bad that studios are paying for a one season, cutting it in half and calling it 2. Things are just really bad right now. So
Velma.
The DCU is now a convoluted mess. No fresh dress, no respect for the Snyderverse, the characters in the comics, no word. Here's the other thing.
I'll say it. The DCEU was basically Warner Brothers jumping the bandwagon trying to copy Marvel. I'll say it.
And by the way, we will be doing a stream on the DCU. But what I wanted to say real quick is, here's why this is worse for James Gunn than the Cavill situation. Because with the Cavill situation, he could always blame the old regime and saying they made promises they couldn't keep at the time. No, this is Gunn, because Gadot was very clear on who promised her that she'd be Wonder Woman again.
And furthermore, right? Remember, James Gunn said, "Oh yeah, who says we booted her?" And furthermore, to add on top of that, is that they were working on a Wonder Woman 3 film before the strikes, after COVID, the pandemic, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
They were actively working on that. So it's like James Gunn should have just at least, instead of basically promoting, I understand he wants to promote Blue Beetle, but instead of promoting that, at least give us a tweet saying, look, hey, you know what? I debunked this rumor. She's still part of the DCU. Or if not, oh no, she's not part of the DCU. Shut it down if you're completely honest with us. Because if you're not gonna say anything, then basically people will call you out for it. And that is facts. We've seen it happen before with the Hamadaverse.
It's happening.
Roll the clip.
And yes, and by the way, here's the thing, and this is what I tweeted out.
Why did you say that name?
And this is what I tweeted out. And by the way, there you go. And this is what I tweeted out. Because literally, the number one thing I heard from people when they said that, okay, DCU is gonna be its own thing. We have DC Studios now. This is literally the exact same BS that Warner Brothers was pulling during the whole Snyder thing. Nothing has changed. And what's up, JJheat?
And I just want to say, I don't remember which video, but I know it was around the time of Black Adam. We said, the four of us got together. We said that if James Gunn does a similar situation with Gal Gadot and Wonder Woman, not only is it going to blow up in his face, it's going to be considered the nuclear option when it comes to bad PR. I hope someone at WBD picks up the phone, because we called it.
Thank you. And thank you for
here's the thing.
Yeah, what's up?
So people consider Henry Cavill the definitive Superman, and that's fair. But people don't realize Gal Gadot is even more the definitive, because literally the last Wonder Woman he had before this was Linda Carter, and yeah, she's great, but to people, Gal Gadot is the only Wonder Woman they know of.
Because here's the thing, Nick. she is the first theatrical Wonder Woman. How many? We've had multiple Superman. We've had 3 theatrical Supermen, if you don't count the ones pre-Reeve, because that was in the olden times. We've had many theatrical Batmans, but we've only had 1 theatrical Wonder Woman.
And the thing is, and the thing about like Gal Gadot's portrayal, she nails exactly what we think of when we think of like the perfect Wonder Woman portrayal. Like, sure, there was some like sure, like when she was announced, people were a little bit skeptical, but she won us over so quickly. And the other thing is, just like Christopher Reeve, she acts like Wonder Woman in real life.
Yeah,
like when you meet Gal Gadot, she acts like a woman. Like when you met Christopher Reeve, he acted like Superman.
Or like Henry Cavill acts like Superman. It's like all these people, these guys act like their characters in real life. And by the way, so I wanted to say, that's what I'm saying. She is Wonder Woman. Daniel says, I'm Latin and I have no hope, nor he has no hype nor hopes for a Blue Beetle, specifically after Gunn's promoting it as just for the inclusion instead of for the character. Yeah, that's an issue. If Superman Legacy flops, James Gunn handling of the DCU would be worse than Walter Hamada and Toby Hamrick. If it flops, oh boy, if that flop, well, here's the thing. Here's the beautiful thing that we have. Because guess what? Superman Legacy is not the first project. What happens if Creature Commandos and Waller don't do well?
He's screwed.
Yep.
Waller, I think, is going to do okay.
Waller will do decent.
It'll do decent. Creature Commandos, I'm like, you're making it niche because it's animated. It should, let me put it this way, animation deserves the same amount of respect as live action. I acknowledge that. I'm just saying to the general audience, you are niching the crap out of that. And Creature Commandos.
Out of anyone.
You could, what he should have at least done.
Sergeant Rock would have been a better choice.
Or JJheat, Suicide Squad.
Or like Sergeant Rock and the Creature Commandos.
At the very least.
Yeah, bad flag. If Superman Legacy flops, some people would blame BVS still. Oh, did you guys see? There was this fantastic this fantastic Twitter post. This anti-Snyder person posted how Zack Snyder sees Superman, how James Gunn sees Superman. In the how Zack Snyder sees Superman, they showed Brightburn, and in the how James Gunn sees Superman, they picked a scale from Zack Snyder's Justice League.
You see, also Chubby
got to be an obvious troll post. That's got to be troll.
Yeah, that's got to be troll.
Chubby makes a great point.
Ooh.
That's a fair point.
That's an interesting. What happens if they start turning on each other? Because I think what could happen is that if Gunn is removed, and by the way,
who said Super Sons? Who said Super Sons?
Well, we said Lois earlier. Zack Snyder's Superman would destroy Brightburn. Oh yes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. If we're talking about a fight between Zack Snyder's Justice League Superman and Brightburn, that's not even a fight.
Brightburn and Homelander would be a better matchup.
Yes, that would be cool. I would pay the crap out of that. I'm surprised that they didn't do Brightburn for Mortal Kombat. I think that could fit
too easy.
Probably also because he's a kid, and that's kind of like Margot is for sure coming back. That's the other thing. It's not a reboot. Because here's the thing, and I tweeted this out today. I retweeted Comics explained about this. It's not a reboot because here's the thing: if this were really a reboot, he should get rid of everyone.
Clean slate.
Guess what? Even if your Suicide Squad characters were largely detached from the plot of the DCU, they're still associated with the Zack Snyder universe because the Justice League with Jason Momoa Aquaman and Ezra Miller Flash showed up
for better for worse.
Freaking Peacemaker. So this reboot that's the problem with this reboot.
James Gunn is basically trying to have his cake and eat it too. That's the most straightforward we could make this.
Hang on. New topic. There you go. Because I had a specific thing just for that. There you go. And then if they recast Margot into the DCU, is that enough reboot? Yep. Recast. Get rid of all the actors. Get rid of all the actors.
I will say, getting rid of Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn would be a grave mistake because she is iconic in that role, and her star power is literally blowing up because of Barbie and whatnot. So for a reboot standpoint, yes, but from a money standpoint,
marketing,
it would be
all right.
Here's my compromise.
Wait, real quick. Chubby makes a very interesting analogy. James Gunn doing Superman is like Bendis writing Superman.
Why did you say that name?
I need a minute. Excuse me.
That is fantastic.
Jared, he needs a dweeb for good measure.
Yeah. This is going to Bendis and Gunn.
Dweeb.
Oh God.
And I made Bendis' point. Jesus
Yes.
Christ.
Yes. It will be. She's a big star and she's been loyal to WB. I still think should, but Peacemaker still stays. Get rid of Peacemaker. Get rid of everything that's ever been even tangentially connected to the Snyderverse.
I just want to go ahead and ask this. If you had to, if we're going purely from a marketing standpoint, if you had to keep 5 actors in their roles, which would they be and
Every
what character?
Justice League person except for Ezra. In terms of Ezra, I would recast because of the outside stuff associated with Ezra Miller.
Natural, yeah.
I would
Grant
keep
Gustin?
the entire Justice League. I'm not putting Grant Gustin. I'm sorry, Nick. I would not do that. And
Yeah.
I would. And honestly, yeah, Margot. Well, actually, that would be 6. But okay, I'll tell you what. Margot is a free space because if we were gonna keep any of the actors, we kind of have to keep her because yes, she is iconic. She's the Gal Gadot of Harley Quinn in that sense. Question: what's going on with the Wonder Woman movie? Is it still happening on? We have no idea.
Nope.
Because one side's because Gal's saying it is happening. Variety is telling us not. So I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Oh, Brown Destroyer. Actually, Bendis writing Superman is better than Gunn directing a Superman movie. Well, Gunn's actually writing Superman as well. And I just saw this. Gunn actually said, oh, yeah, the VFX team told me it's one of the best DC scripts they've ever read. Where have I heard this before? Next thing you know, they're going to be saying, oh, it's the best script since The Dark Knight.
Give me a minute.
I guarantee you that's gonna start. I guarantee you that if he's starting like that, that's gonna start. So who's telling the truth? I trust Gal more than I trust Gunn or Variety. Honestly, I trust Gal more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Bendis writing a Superman movie would be a death sentence. Yes, it would be. The MCU is better do a software, better do its reboot, better than the DCU. DCU just needs to learn from its mistakes.
Okay, could the MCU afford to do a reboot?
Yep.
Yeah, they could.
After
They
Secret
can
War, just start fresh. You don't even have to start with the Avengers. Just start with the X-Men.
I mean, that sounds like a good segue into another topic.
Yes, as a matter of fact. So,
Transition.
but
Roll
actually,
the thing. Roll the thing.
Real quick, Bluebeard will use and one that says the best post-Nolan DC movie. Oh my gosh.
Who said that?
Another reviewer, but that's literally the same thing as saying it's the best movie since The Dark Knight. Deadpool will bring the reboot. That could happen. I've been reading Ultimate Spider-Man, and I can't even understand how the same writer just botched Superman so hard. Because here's the thing, David. Here's what happened with Bendis. After Ultimate Spider-Man, he had a downward spiral, even with Marvel. Because if you looked at some of the ideas he had for all different X-Men, remember he's the one that had Bobby Drake outed as gay because Jean Grey read his mind.
Honestly, like, my headcanon is she didn't out him as gay. It's more just like, maybe she read some tendencies.
Look at
Chubby's or if I'm gonna be charitable, she maybe he had like some tendencies or some thoughts, and she interpreted that as him being full on gay.
Mm-hmm. Chubby says, "Hang on, I gotta go to the bottom here." Chubby says, "Gunn having Ratcatcher cast as new Wonder Woman will make her look like Ross Dress for less Gal Gadot." Oh boy. Bruce Timm actually doesn't know anything about Superman. In DCU, Superman was dying in contact with the sun, so completely opposite of Sun Dipped Superman. So he died from solar radiation.
I think he's trying to reference. I think he's referencing All-Star Superman.
Yeah, All-Star Superman. Yeah.
Well, okay. It's not that he was dying from solar radiation. That's kind of like a reductionist. What he was dying was from an overdose of solar radiation. The fact that he absorbed so much, his body cannot handle that much solar radiation.
All-Star Superman is not in the DCAU continuity. So as much as I don't like Bruce Timm's work in the DCAU, I will give I have to step up. I have to defend him on this point right here.
Like if you
And-
fill like let's say you have a gas tank, and yes, it takes absorbs gas, but if you overfill the gas tank, it will explode or leak or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's believable. I 100% got that. And that was an episode of the Justice League series.
And I just want to shout out Movie Theater King
Episode.
comment. He makes
What's
a
up?
great point.
The X-Men comics are getting better with the fall of X. We're going to talk about the X-Men in a second because they're actually, it looks like they're getting rid of the
Krakoa.
Krakoa.
the island.
They're
Thank
they're
God.
finally getting off the island.
Well, here's the other thing, Nick. Did you know they also had 2 of the islands having sex? Like the actual islands?
What?
Yeah.
The frick?
Not.
We're so going to get
JJheat,
demonetized.
am I wrong? Am I wrong?
Yes, I'm gonna get demonetized. Yeah.
We're so going
I'm
to
not
get
even monetized.
demonetized.
So, how do you feel about Ms. Marvel being a mutant now? I could care less because I don't care about Ms. Marvel at all.
Synergy.
I mean, honest- Yeah, it reeks of synergy. That is like the short end of it. The only reason they did it is to synergize with the show, with the show, and also they're rebooting her powers to make it more in line. That's all this is.
Yeah, so I really don't
he
care.
has existed like this for 10 plus years, but like the minute she gets a Marvel show, all of a sudden she dies, and her powers are all of a sudden just like the Marvel TV show.
So,
It's kind of too perfect.
Yeah. Before we move on to the next topic, we just like I would like to just give my final thoughts on this
Yeah,
subject for DC
go
James
ahead.
Gunn
Go ahead.
problem. I'm gonna say this straight up front. I think James Gunn needs to start acting as a DC head rather than immature child, where I'm gonna pick this person, I'm not gonna pick you. Like it's like you're basically at a school and you're gonna get picked last for a school game or something, right?
Like, let me put it this way. When it was announced that they were going to do a reboot, I was like, okay, you know what? It sucks, but maybe this is for the best for the DC brand for right now. Then I see that he's keeping people. Then I got pissed.
Yeah, that's what really ticks me off. It's like you're keeping certain people, but you're getting rid of everything else. It's
And
like,
before we
go on.
and
Oh,
before
wait,
we
wait.
transit,
Real quick, Chubby brings up this excellent point. You guys remember when Dan Abnett, the famous Warhammer author, was writing Aquaman, only to have Kelly Sue DeConnick get it canceled? If you have not read the Rebirth Dan Abnett Aquaman run, what are you doing with your life? That is some
Highly
of the best
recommend.
Aquaman content. New 52 Rebirth Aquaman was freaking tastic. And then Kelly Sue DeConnick came in. No one liked her politics, so no one bought her book. I had to go with that.
Yeah, I got
And
it.
Relevant.
but before we transition, I just have to say this. Because Movie Theater King asked me to do this.
You're gonna get me demonetized,
You're
bro.
gonna get me demonetized.
Ah,
Play the X-Men the anime series or comics league. All right, so might as well. The X-Men are getting prominence now. I actually have to fix this real quick because what I mean by that is that now they're putting a better editorial push on the X-Men, which makes me think they're about to come into the MCU like momentarily. Apparently, a lot of X-Men characters are going to be in Deadpool, like Cassandra Nova, the original X-Men from the Foxverse. So I'm like, remember the old days when and the X-Men 97 show? Remember the old days when Marvel was trying to push the Inhumans because they couldn't do the X-Men? And now it's like, oh boy. And yes, the X-Men are getting a better editor. So let's hope. I think that's also why they're dropping the whole Krakoa thing, because a lot of Marvel people have come out, by the way, and made public statements saying this hasn't been the best time for Marvel.
Well, here's the thing. Like we all could have predicted that it would shake out this way because the contracts for the Fox Studio Marvel actors, I think they expire like 2024, 2025 or something.
Yeah.
And so that's that. Then they'll be free to recast people. Like that's why the only X-Men we have seen are ones who are in it, like Hugh Jackman, like Patrick Stewart and whatnot. Because it's very clear that like there's tons of storylines that like they could do with like X-Men and Fantastic Four. There's like so many great storylines, but they haven't been able to do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hell, Avengers versus X-Men is a film that will be made.
I guarantee you. The Emancipator says, if you listen to Night Shift with Skywalker, the Jedi and Mikey's son, the Wonder Woman film under Gunn won't be happening. Well, then guess what? It's another Henry Cavill situation. But anyway, Comics League, they should have let Hickman finish his Krakoa story, because what actually happened, Nick, is that so Hickman comes on, he does House of X powers at 10, gets them on the island, and then Marvel tells him to beat it.
To wrap it up.
No, they told him to beat it.
Oh.
Deadpool
Yeah, and that's the thing with like the Hickman run, like the Hickman X-Men was actually getting some really good buzz.
It was awesome.
Like people forget about that. Like people were digging it. Like people were actually like, oh wait, X-Men is relevant again. Like
yeah,
Hickman...
he revitalized X-Men, and then that happened. Is the X-Men roster going to be the same, or are they building completely different new characters in the MCU? I could see it being the classic. Let me put it this way: I think the X-Men that are in the 90 that are in X-Men 97 are going to be the X-Men in the movies. That's the lineup.
Okay, like actually, that's a good question. Like, what do you guys think lineup is going to be like? So I think it's definitely going to be Storm is certainly going to be on there for sure.
Wolverine, Cyclops. I don't think Jean Grey. I think they could go with a wild card and pick Emma Frost.
I think they'll go Jean Grey because they're going to want to do Phoenix Saga.
They're going to want to. They're going to want to.
Here's my only request if they do Phoenix Saga. Don't do it as like the first story, because the way Claremont did it and the reason why it worked, to quote Rob from Comics Explained, is that, hey, what's up, Najee? I know you're still here.
Yeah,
is that the reason why it worked in the comics is because you spend so much time like essentially falling in love with Jean Grey, and then she turned evil and died. And by the way, real quick, I just want to say this is a short interlude, because Chubby asked, what comics are you guys reading? And I figured this would be a good transition to where I wanted to talk about. This came in the mail today. Something about.
Highlight yourself, Jared. Highlight yourself.
Yes, it's by someone called the Phoenix Press. I don't know. I'm trying to get the light to look right on this. So
take it out of the bag. Take it out of the bag.
Yeah. It's the Blood and Steel edition. And
what does it mean? Blood and Steel. What does that mean?
So what that means, if you let me finish, is that so the book is in black and white like this, but whenever there's red, here's a fantastic page for that. Whenever there is red, like a fireball, someone with red hair, someone wearing red clothes, it will be red. In other words, here I'll find another. Here's a fantastic example right there, and it's one of the most like creative coloring like ideas I have seen in a comic book.
Whoever made that comic, they should be pleased with themselves.
Yeah. In terms of what I'm reading that a lot of like, actually, I started reading Future Imperfect, so I like that. It's gonna be a lot of new old stuff for me. And I'm started going through the George Perez Wonder Woman run, and that is delightful.
Yes.
I love that. I have the Phoenix Saga. I haven't started it yet, but I will. I've been reading a lot of Conan and some Venom and Spider-Man, essentially.
Nice.
For me, what I've been reading is the New 52 stuff. Going back, baby. We gotta go back to the original New 52.
Because that is a tease for a show I'm going to be doing on Taladia's show. Channel.
Yeah, for a show on my channel where we're going to be talking about New 52 Superman, New 52 Wonder Woman, the combination there. We'll be having a great discussion talking about the issues there. But I've been just reading the Superman comics alone.
Those are some solid Superman issues, dude.
Yeah, just the Scott Snyder stuff with the Jim Lee artwork.
Oh, Unchained, baby.
Yes, of course. I like the Superman Unchained comic. It's just the artwork just goes really hard,
And
with the.
Thank you, Chubby.
Thanks, Chubby.
We do a lot of good work here at Comics League.
We try.
Yeah, we try.
We
We
try.
try. Yeah, Emma
But
Frost
yeah.
is really popular. That's also why I'm like, okay, I think that they could go for Emma Frost because,
for synergy purposes.
yeah, exactly.
But
I'm pitching it. Yeah, go ahead, JJheat.
before I get to my section, I just want to confirm something. Did they actually set up Iron Man and Emma Frost to be married in the comics right now?
Yes, they did.
Yes, they did.
Jesus
How much you want to
Christ.
bet it's not gonna do anything? It's not gonna amount to anything.
It's really not. Let's be honest. Let's be honest.
It's not. It's gonna be setting up a larger story because first off, that's what Emma does. She manipulates people.
To be fair, it will be a messy divorce.
I will say the idea of like now these Sentinels are being made with Stark tech. That's actually really cool.
Yes.
I'll give them that.
Yeah, go ahead, Nick. Go ahead, Nick.
The fact, like, have we had any storylines between Trask and Stark? Because I feel like that's
Nope.
a really good.
No.
Nope.
Yeah, I know.
That's weird.
The heart of Marvel is X-Men, Fantastic Four, and Spider-Man. Marvel has abused 2 of the 3 of their heart. How can they abuse Fantastic Four? You obviously haven't seen the Fan Four Stick movie.
Roll the clip.
I mean,
No.
to be fair,
Real
Fan
quick, Nick.
Forstick, what?
Real quick.
Why did you say that, Nick?
Thank you.
The thing about Fan Forstick was it like that movie was literally a rights retainer, I swear, like if I had a nickel for every time they made a Fantastic Four movie as a rights retainer, I'd have 2 nickels. But that's fine. But it's odd that that's happened twice.
Jared,
way, speaking of Superman Unchained, because David also brought up the building falling down in Superman's armor. I have my repaint of the McFarlane of Superman Unchained.
Is that custom made?
Why does that look like a Megazord?
It looks
Because
more
that's
like
what the armor kind of
Starscream.
looks like. It kind of looks like that. Because this is a special edition that was exclusive to the McFarlane Toys website. Plus, black/silver and red have always been my colors whenever there's a game. So the very fact that I got a Superman figure like that, I'm like, yes. Go ahead, JJheat.
Now, as for what I've been reading so far, Lazarus Planet I have read. It's a glorified. It's decent. It's decent. Minus the editorial stuff, it's decent. Night Terrors, overbloated, too many tie-ins. God knows too many tie-ins.
Oh my gosh, yes. And by the way, G, real quick, I've read part of Lazarus Planet. It's okay. It's not horrible. It's not great. It's okay. In terms of Night Terrors, I haven't really checked that out because there's not a lot that interests me there.
Now, the artwork is great. I will concede.
Oh, yes.
I will concede that. But as for any other books I've read, to get ready for New Direction Young Justice, I did go back to the New 52. And let me tell you, my official opinion, the culling is the worst storyline in New 52.
Bro, I'm not going to read it. I'm just going to grab a story summary. Why did you read that?
Jared?
Yo, what's up?
JJheat, remember, you could always be reading Ultimatum.
That is true.
That is true. That is true. Not gonna lie.
It could always taste like chicken. It could always taste like chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we know you're here, Najee. We know you're here. Let's see.
Yeah, we're not highlighting that, Tevia. Sorry.
Yeah. We can't do every single thing there. So, next topic.
Transition.
Apple buying Disney, possibly.
That's
what I've heard. Because
yeah,
what I've heard. Wait, Nick. Let me introduce him. What I have heard from people at Disney is that this is a legitimate possibility. So go ahead, Nick.
I mean, the thing you gotta remember is because if you watch Clownfish TV, like they've been doing coverage, and it's very clear that Disney is going to try and sell. Like, this is a classic tactic when management knows they sunk the company in the ground and they want to exit strategy. But the thing is, a company like Disney, it has to be like a company with more money than God, like more money than God that has more money than that God, you know. And there's not really that many companies that could purchase Disney. I mean, it'd be hilarious if like News Corp not News Corp, but like a Comcast did. But like, really the only two companies that really are in a position to buy Disney are Amazon and Apple.
Pretty much.
Movie Theater asks, what did you think of X-Men 25 Kitty Pryde? I didn't read it. Apple could make Marvel merchandise with their stuff happen. Yeah, you could get like, I guarantee you'll start seeing like laptops from Apple that you know how you can have like custom colors. You'll be able to have like a Captain America laptop.
Wait,
I'm gonna be
Guaranteed.
honest with I'm gonna be honest with you. If I were a bet man, I would say Amazon would buy Disney because I know that Jeff Bezos is like would literally drool at the idea of buying Disney because like you know he did Rings of Power because he wanted his own Game of Thrones. He has no problem throwing money at stuff. Like he would love to buy Disney. Like he would like imagine like Amazon Prime having like the next Marvel movie. Like they would love that.
And by the way, someone, I have to go up here to find who actually said this, because but about like if Apple buys Disney or like Amazon Prime or like any of these people, their streaming service will merge with Disney Plus.
Pretty much.
So it'll be Apple Disney Plus Plus.
It could be. And Tavi, it's not going to affect the comics. It likely will not affect the comics.
No.
Claudia plays for TV and movies, live action, on animation. What about the Marvels? I already answered that. And Amazon buys Disney. Amazon makes Henry Cavill in charge of the Marvel stuff.
I could see it.
Yeah, and he immediately is announced that he is playing Hyperion.
Well, that's the other thing, because like, while we don't have any solid evidence, it's a fair speculation that Warner Brothers is going to go up for sale soon.
Oh, every bit.
I think Comcast is going to be the next one to own Warner Brothers, because I can see Comcast definitely going for Warner Brothers.
And again, I bring this up every time we mention this. Is the joke that Nick had on our podcast where we talked about this. If Netflix bought Warner Brothers, because they would literally have bought the Snyderverse, that would be the great. I would go on Nerdette's channel and go, so technically Netflix did buy the Snyderverse.
Oh my god! Like imagine like they do buy it, and then like a week later, a few months later, it's like, oh, so Zack Snyder's at Netflix Con, Zack Snyder's gonna be there, and then like he walks out, and then like Henry Cavill walks out, then Gal Gadot.
Yeah, I know. And what they could also do is make it where they announce Zack Snyder's the head of DC Films. Can you imagine the internet response to that on Twitter if they announced that?
Like it would piss off the right people and it would thrill the right people.
Well, it would piss off the people that don't go to these movies. Guys, anything is possible. Yeah, exactly. I'm going to address this real quick. These people that are saying it's not likely that this could ever like return with the Snyderverse. Remember, these are the same people that told you that the Snyder Cut would never come out, and I'm pretty sure it came out.
And it did come out, yeah.
It did come out. So I'm like, these people don't know at this point what they're talking about.
I mean, honestly, not even James Gunn knows what he's talking about. So
right now, he really doesn't. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of this stuff changes by the time we get to like, by the time Aquaman comes out. And he'll keep changing his mind.
Guarantee you, like when Blue Beetle, like I wouldn't be surprised if they push back Blue Beetle. Like, but if they release it and it makes $12 million on its opening weekend, that is embarrassingly low.
Well, they're estimating now, ironically, after Zack Snyder posts about that, it's going to make $30 million in its opening weekend.
So,
that's embarrassingly low, but not as bad.
Yeah. What's up, Claudia?
So I'm going to answer Najit's question because he just asked me a question in the chat. If Disney sell, what about the video game side? It won't affect the video game side as much.
The only thing it's going to affect is the movies. That's what you guys have to understand. Because Apple, let's say Apple buys them. Apple doesn't care about the comics. Apple doesn't care about the games. They care about the movies because of all of the
TV shows.
And the TV shows. Same thing goes for Star Wars. Of all the things, of all the components of these multimedia companies, the only thing they really care about is the movies. I got news for you.
Also, the other thing to keep in mind is Apple is relatively new to the movie game. So like that would inform things. Like that's why it would be really different if Amazon, like, because Amazon is like has specific types of practices and like kind of like, and they have an ingrained ecosystem. Like it probably would be better if Apple bought them, to be honest, because Apple, like, if you watch their movies, they're usually pretty good or at least well produced. So like I think Apple would treat them better than Amazon. So yeah, that's my take.
By the way, Chubby says Ridley Scott once said he would never do a sci-fi movie, and he showed up for Prometheus and Alien Covenant and produced Blade. By the way, so did you guys know that with Rebel Moon, since it's coming out in the theaters, it's eligible for Oscars. So wouldn't it be hilarious if he actually wins?
Watch Rebel Moon win for best visual effects.
Oh, I guarantee you. And watch, we'll be able to say, oh, so Zach is a 3-time Oscar winner, so suck it. A Comics League question: do you believe the merger will fix Star Wars and canceling the upcoming shows? Oh, what it will affect is, let's say Apple buys them. Whoever Apple was in charge of the merger, I guarantee you they will take a hard look at what's being released and look at what was successful in the past, and then go with that. By the way, if Apple wait, real quick, if Apple buys Disney, then I think Kathleen's leaving, because that's what happened with Warner Brothers.
So what you're saying is the hierarchy of the Marvel universe is about to change.
Yeah, pretty much. Literally that. Watch. It would be hilarious if Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson takes over for Feige of the MCU. So
imagine like, so Dwayne, how would you like to do Star Wars?
Cool. Can I star?
I love how you guys went silent after I said that.
Yeah, I don't think DC. I don't think they would cross over. MCU wouldn't want it to happen. These companies are too corporate for that to ever happen. Even the comics. So basically, keep Mandalorian and get rid of the Rey movie. Yeah. And what they would do is take a hard look at the Mandalorian and make it more focused on Din. That's what I could see.
Here's the first thing that Disney's gonna do with Star Wars is it's gonna a new Apple Plus exclusive. Star Wars, the original cut in 4K.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Because everyone knows that is a whole button if we're in trouble thing, because that will get people to come to your streaming service. Like I'm surprised Disney hasn't done it already. Like that would get people's attention.
If Rebel Moon wins an Oscar, Grace Randolph will call the Oscars a scam. Yeah, she kind of tried to do that. Umberto Gonzalez will do it too. Wait until Apple retcon the sequel trilogy out of existence. I don't think they would do that. What they'll do is they'll just ignore it. They'll essentially never go to that part again. What I could see them doing. Real quick. What I could see them doing is changing Galaxy's Edge to be original trilogy.
Here's the thing. The original trilogy is as safe as you can get, because the original trilogy is literally the only thing that makes them money. Like the reason why they keep going to the original trilogy is because that's all people really care about. If they retcon out the original trilogy, or even try even just like the idea of remaking the original trilogy, is, oh my god, the fires.
All right, so I have a perfect
people would burn
clip.
down Galaxy's Edge in protest.
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
If anything, that undersells the reaction.
Yeah, a comment for the chat. What do you think about games for the X-Men coming soon? Apple could do a huge thing with the Marvel apps. Yeah, that's another thing. You will see a lot more apps showing up in the App Store. If Netflix has had a really good performance with the Oscars, and Zach's a talented director, I could see it winning if it's good. Taladia plays. Did you know that Disney is cutting costs on movies and hiking price on Disney Plus and crack down on password sharing?
Yes, I did know.
Oh boy.
That's gonna work out well.
Indeed.
Honestly, like we said the same thing about Netflix, and look what happened. So like I'm a little more cynical about that now.
True. What will happen to George Lucas and his royalties if Apple buys that Diz?
Like honestly,
Hmm.
like I think royalties will keep going or increase because Disney is known for being stingy with royalties. Like Disney tried to do the whole thing like, oh, we bought the company, so like the contracts are now null and void, so we don't have to pay like royalties on these novels anymore that we're still publishing.
What's up, JJheat?
And I was just going to go back to a previous comment. Okay, here's a hypothetical. Here's a hypothetical for you. Who's more likely to buy out Warner Brothers if they decide to sell it off again? Amazon or Netflix?
Comcast.
Amazon.
Comcast.
Comcast is the most likely. Okay.
I mean, I could see Amazon like wanting to buy them. I think they're definitely a factor. Netflix, maybe, though I don't really see that as much. I mean,
Not likely,
that's
least likely. Okay.
Comcast, I think, because Comcast, I feel like it's a company that definitely wants to get in the game, and buying Warner Brothers is basically your cheat code to like getting straight to the top of the game. All the other ones at least have skin in, like they're already kind of established in the movie business, whereas like Comcast is not. And buying Warner Brothers is the easiest way for them to do it.
And by the way, JJheat, Daniel wants me to show you his phone wallpaper.
Okay.
Thank you, Daniel.
Nice.
Thank you,
Nice.
Daniel.
Nice.
If you guys want to see mine, this is a San Diego Comic-Con poster they did when BVS was coming out. It's Jason Fabok's art.
Nice.
So
Jared?
let's see what else. What does
If we-
Comcast want with Warner Brothers and DC Comics? The branding. They want Superman essentially.
Well, I mean, we've got to realize Warner Brothers is way more than Superman. Yeah, Superman is a pillar, but like also Warner Brothers is Lord of the Rings. Warner Brothers is now Barbie, like Looney Tunes. Warner Brothers is more than just DC. Warner Brothers is literally one of the original studios that has over 100 years of history, 100 years of movies that any studio, any company would love to draw upon.
And by the way, Chubby brings up an interesting point. Did you guys notice that in Rogue One, the Death Star is upside down? Why was that? Well, in space, what way's up? That's the thing. We're looking at it from a planet, but in space, it could be they were right side up. Amazon can't because of MGM. And isn't Comcast a cable company?
I mean, by that logic, isn't Apple a computer company?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter with that. Here's a
Oh,
Superman.
I mean, have you tried cracking open an Xfinity bill lately? Yes, Comcast has money.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, it dates a lot of you right there. New 52.
Yeah, hold on. Give me a second.
What?
What were you showing?
Oh, yeah. Brown Destroyer's phone screen is of a new 52 Superman.
I think
Yeah,
Hasbro still owns G.I. Joe, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Brown Destroyer, you're on the right track.
Yeah, Hasbro, like that's something we haven't talked about. Like Hasbro trying to make their own cinematic universe, which will include like G.I. Joe, Transformers, Power Rangers. They have announced that like Power Rangers is intended to be part of that cinematic universe. So any Power Rangers movie they come out with, expect to see some sort of crossover bait.
Which, yes, please. That would be so cool. Who owns Conan and Red Sonja? Okay, the way it works with that, Conan and Red Sonja are owned by two different companies, the movie rights.
Also, like, Conan is owned by like whoever owns the whichever person owns the Robert E. Howard estate this week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And yes, Xavier, we know that. I figured that the Superman family would be your phone wallpaper. So
David, Paramount is technically with Viacom, so there's a lot of technicalities that would go into a Paramount and WB merger.
No. Paramount and Viacom, like, and Warner Brothers would not have them because of antitrust. Like, that's the other thing we got to think about. Like, I think someone brought up like Amazon owns MGM, so Amazon is probably out of the running for like both Disney and Warner Brothers because. Then you raise antitrust concerns because they already own one major studio, like owning two of them. Because remember, Disney didn't buy all of Fox; they just bought like their movie portions, which that probably shouldn't have happened, but that's still just one portion.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we can kind of count out Amazon for that alone.
Mm-hmm. Isn't Barbie part of that? Well, yeah, but was Barbie done by WB?
I have no idea.
Barbie was a Warner Brothers movie.
Mm-hmm. And by the way, Chubby says, did you guys like Hal joined the Green Lantern Corps by Venditti? I did. I very much like that. I feel like they had more story to tell until the problem I have with Grant Morrison's Green Lantern is that he ignored literally everything in the Green Lantern mythos, all the other cores and everything like that, just to tell a beat cop story.
By the way,
yeah.
I'm going to call this right now. With the success of Barbie, the floodgates have now opened for more toy-based films. So you can expect a Polly Pocket movie anytime now.
Oh God.
By the way,
what's up, DJ?
By the way, a Polly Pocket movie is literally in development right now.
Jesus.
Why? G.I. Joe Renegades is so good, but live action movies so mediocre. They can make it good. I'm
just gonna say this about the G.I. Joe movies. I've only seen the first one, and I actually legitimately like that movie. I thought it was like really good for what it is.
I like the G.I. Joe movies.
I haven't seen the sequels. Well, the first one I really liked.
The Snake Eyes one sucked.
Oh yes, definitely. We can all agree on that.
Snake Eyes is horrible.
Storm Shadow is a better character anyway.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. What's up, Rock Talk? So
Storm Shadow is literally Vegeta, but G.I. Joe.
Hey, what's up, Rock Talks?
I'll give you that.
That's true. Yeah, there you go. Tevia asked, question, do you, with one of ours, Brian being a success and being the Flash, do you believe this is dooming the Blue Beetle? Well, you know what's dooming Blue Beetle is all of this unknown and like all this negative attention to the Gal Gadot situation. That's why Gunn should have come out immediately, because you're immediately surrounding the DC brand with negativity, and people can be like, again, you're reminding people that you're rebooting and that thus this won't matter.
I mean, you want to know what also killed this movie?
What?
Batman's a fascist.
Even though it's like a throwaway line in the movie,
it literally like I watched the trailer. I was like, okay, this looks decent. Like I was willing to give it a chance, but as soon as he said that, all of my enthusiasm, all my interest, like ever since then, I just don't care.
And you know that the creatives that making the movie knew that was a bad idea, because immediately afterwards George Lopez was like, no, I like Batman. We're very respectful to Batman. Like, sure.
I mean, George Lopez may like Batman. George Lopez may like, because remember, he's an actor. He's just reading lines. So I'm not holding that against George Lopez, the actor.
Oh no, not at all.
No, but he was saying, don't worry, we're very respectful to Batman the movie.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm sure he is. I'm sure George Lopez, the person, is. But the studio, I got my doubts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, okay. Here was my reaction to them trying to walk back those comments.
Like, literally anybody could have told you, like, calling your most profitable character, like the one character who has been keeping DC Comics afloat for the past 5 years,
arguably 10,
a fascist. Yeah, fair enough. A fascist, like literally anybody with more than 2 brain cells could have, like a frog could have told you that.
Plus,
a frog would have also told you to throw the Snyderverse, but still.
And the Brown Destroyer brings up a good point. The director has been running his mouth a lot. Like he's trying to say that like Bane is an analogy for American imperialism in South America, and I'm like, how the hell are you getting that?
What? Wait, what?
Yeah, he said that. Wait, I'll pull it up.
That's like saying 1 in 4 men commit suicide, women most affected. Like that, it's the same energy.
Wait, Hang on.
Something tells me I'm gonna regret this.
Oh, trust me, you probably will. I regretted reading it.
Rest in peace, those brain cells, Jared.
All right, hang on. It's almost there. I'm trying to find it.
By the way, guys, I'm back from the Speed Force. Blame the internet.
Okay. And what was me about Dune? Dune's gonna be dope. Dune is gonna be dope.
Oh, you know, there's something we want to add to
What's up?
Talk. Rebel Moon.
Ooh.
Up for nominate. You can't be nominated.
Yes.
We literally.
I said that. No. Nick will handle this. Yeah, I said that earlier, and that's awesome because then Snyder can be another Oscar winner. I got it. That's awesome.
Apparently,
Yeah,
there was an
Claudia,
article.
we're talking about that.
One
later.
at a time,
stop.
gentlemen.
Nick, stop.
I saw an article or something, right, on the Twitter, where one of the people that working with Zack Snyder said this is the biggest project that he's done.
Oh wow, that's some high praise. I'm trying to find where is that article here because I remember because Graham Nolan, who was the co-creator of Bane. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Actually, wait.
Oh boy.
Here we go. So the Blue Beetle director says DC villain Bane represents the unknown or forgotten or brushed under the rug history of interventionism in Latin America and the Caribbean.
I mean, does he not realize that other countries were doing that too, especially a lot of the European powers? Like Europe, like literally carved up Africa in the 1800s. Honestly, like if you're talking about the Imperial game, America historically was late to it because like America didn't really start being imperial until like after the Spanish-American War. You're getting a history lesson right now.
And what's funny, wait. Moving on from that, because again, we don't really get into politics on Comics League.
We really don't.
He said, so for me, this is very important to be seen. Okay, that's fine. As with the big character of Bane, the formation of this villain, I think in his own right, he's also a hero in his story. So whatever happens at the end. So blah, blah, blah. So Graham Nolan responds. Graham Nolan is the co-creator of Bane. He was the artist on Nightfall. So
in other words, he knows
happens.
what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So let me pull up what Graham Nolan said.
Something tells me this is going to be a Chuck Dixon, Tim Drake situation.
He goes, well, actually, hang on. So first, Aaron Sparrow, a really good comic book. Oh, and what's up, Salty? How you doing? He goes, intervention has nothing to do with this ass clowning ideological waste of money. No one's going to go see. Yeah, exactly. Aaron Sparrow says it's all if it's all the same to Soto. I think I'll trust the creators of the character, Chuck Dixon and Graham Nolan, to know what Bane represents. And then Graham goes, well, that's a lot of horse s. I'm censoring myself, but yes, exactly.
Yeah,
Indeed.
Yeah, Graham Nolan goes too much personal projection. He's correct that Bane is a product of his environment, but the socio-political extrapolations he's making were never considered during Bane's creation. And Tavia makes up an excellent point. Bane is not a hero.
No, and Bane is not even an anti-hero, so you can't even like spin that. Like he's a straight up villain.
No.
Like you want to say he's a product
Alfred.
of environment. Like you want to say he's a product of environment. That's fair. Like that's fair.
Yeah. That's
like
true.
You want, like the most you can do is sympathetic villain, and I don't even think that applies to Bane.
Not
like,
really.
No.
Like Mr. Freeze is a sympathetic villain.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a villain still, but Bane is not sympathetic.
You merely adopted the doc. Brown Shore says Snyder made almost like comic books, like lore for Rebel Moon. Yeah, and apparently we're gonna get comics, and I really hope he releases that story Bible he has for Rebel Moon, because he made like hundreds of pages of story for that, and I would love that. Has been passing more than 600 days since the trailer for the Wonder Woman game, and yet Monolith shows nothing. I'm afraid it's about to become another StarCraft ghost.
No.
Well, the problem with game design these days is they show trailers way before they're even ready. I mean, look at like with that Star Wars Eclipse game. They hadn't even hired most of a team yet, you know, and that game has been having trouble since then. That game's probably never going to come out. Like we have like Cyberpunk, you know, that game was first teased back in 2013. It took 7 years between that, you know.
Yeah, I was hanging out at a friend's house. Salty says DC Animation did a fantastic Blue Beetle short along with tons of others. Why can't we have nice things anymore? Because these people run these companies. That's why. Bane is a villain, plain and simple. Bane is a monster through and through. Bane was born to fight Batman. Literally no other point to his existence. Yes.
I wondered which would go first, your mind
or your body. Your precious armory. I love that lot. That version of Bane has kind of grown on me. They had a show of Wonder Woman when Discovery bought bought out Warner Bros. That they didn't want Zaslav to cancel the project. Yeah, exactly.
Pretty
So
much.
on that note, I think that's a good place to call it for this week. This was a really fantastic episode of Comics League Dark. So I'll go around. Taladia, what have you got coming out, and where can one find you?
Well, you can find me on Twitter at TaladiaPlays_, not TaladiaPlays, at TaladiaPlays. That's my second account. I've got my adventure with Superman with Jared. And
Oh boy.
We're not looking forward to it.
If you look at it, I found all my friend Britt. She showed me all of the designs that they ripped off for that show.
Are you kidding me?
Like they ripped off Voltron. They ripped off.
You gotta show me that
She-Ra. I'll show you it after the stream.
Yeah,
It sounds like they ripped off all the worst shows.
I'm also going to be doing collab with Sil over the weekend. I don't know when. Could be Saturday, could be Sunday. So stay tuned for that. I've also got my podcast episode that's going to be uploaded over the weekend. That's myself and Jared for Into the Multiverse. It's going to be a great thing. We have a big rant about My Adventure with Superman episode 5. So just let you know that right now. Yeah. And I've also got the clips for the podcast that we posted on my page. So stay tuned for that. And
speaking of My Adventure with Superman, based on the trailer, this is going to be my personal hell because it's the lowest lanes of the multiverse that apparently have a secret society. And I'm like, of all the characters, why Lois Lane?
What?
Yeah.
I've actually watched the episode.
I wonder if they have a council of Loises.
That's what it is.
They'll be on a Citadel.
I think we need a crisis on Infinite Earths right about now.
Well, Garrett is certainly having a crisis of conscience right now. So.
Oh, trust me. When I Super Wonder Legacy is going to be awesome. So
wait, did you say Super Wonder Legacy?
Yes, that's why I named the show. And yes, that is a dig at James Gunn. Yes, thank you. It's a dig because the show is going to be a show completely about Super Wonder, the legacy of the couple, how they've like gone throughout DC's publication history. And yes, it is a dig against James Gunn. So yes, that is 100% why. So Nick, where can we find you and what have you got coming out on the channel?
All right. So tomorrow I will be doing my Let's Play of Spider-Man. That's going to be pretty awesome. Jared and Snyder Queen will be there to make sure that I do not have a good time. But my pain is your gain, so you can check that out. On Monday, we got Avatar going through. And then also I got a few things you got to check out. So earlier today, I released Screecher #1 on Global Comics. So if you want to check out the book ahead of the Kickstarter later this year, you can do it there. Also, I'm trying to get my YouTube up to 400. We are at 376, and so we're really closing in on that 400 subs. And if I can get to 400 subs before this month is out, which it's 24, very possible. Very possible. I will do a live stream where I will read Sins Past and I will do the voices.
I'm so going to restream the crap out of that one.
I mean, honestly, Jared, you know the best way to do it is do it on your channel, and then we'll stream it to mine.
No. I wanted to be on you. I want to be on your thing.
It'll still be on my channel. We'll just restream it doing to both.
No, it's because I don't want it on my channel.
All right.
I don't want Sins Past on my channel.
Oh, okay, whatever. But yeah, it'll be great. And so you can mock me and whatnot. I wish there was a way that I could give you control over the drops for me. I can just imagine some of the stuff you do.
Oh, there'll be multiple dweeb lines being dropped.
Yeah. Also, I know when I get to that part, that's going to be really funny because, I'll have to do the face.
Yes, that's part of it. Nick has to do that face.
Also, Jared has told me that he explicitly plans to take that portion and upload it to his channel as a short and mock the heck out of me, and that will be fun.
Yes.
Yes. Indeed.
So please get me to 400 subs. If you have not subbed to me yet, please consider doing so.
JJheat.
And JJheat,
Okay.
where can we find you? What we got coming out?
Well, you can find me on JJheat75 on Twitter. I'm still going to call it Twitter. JJheat Blaze on YouTube. Please subscribe. And a majority of you are not subscribed. Please hit that bell and make
How
sure you
dare
get
you.
notifications.
Yes.
Sub to JJheat.
But
So what are you at? What are you at right now, Jared? Like what's your
I'm
sub
at
count?
one.
JJheat.
I'm at 161 right now. 161
all right.
subscribers.
What is your promise when you reach 200? Like what can people expect?
If I reach 200 subscribers, I will do a live reaction of me watching Gotham Knights, the TV show. If I make it to 200 before October.
You hear that, everyone?
You hear
Go
that, Jared?
subscribe to JJheat.
Do it.
Do it, guys.
Jared is firing up his bot network right now. He's gonna get him to 200 right now.
Yeah, guys, I need you to share the crap out of the YouTube channel, JJheat Blaze and Nick from the Phoenix Press, because this is going to be really hilarious. Thank you.
Jared, did you just call up Zack Snyder again?
Oh, hey, what's up, Zach? Oh, you think Wonderbat sucks? Oh, okay, thank you.
Jared, we all know Wonderbat sucks, so
yeah, I'm gonna make that drop.
As for Najee, I might be a few minutes late on that, so please, I want to be there. Hopefully I can be there, but I might be a few minutes late on that. As for what I got coming up on the channel, the Sword Tour playthroughs are coming back. The My Adventures of Superman episodes 6 to 10 review will probably come out by the end of this month, if not early September. And just before that, hopefully at the end of August, God Killer 2. So if you're not a Lois Lane fan, yeah, you're gonna have some fun with this one.
Wait, you're doing God Killer 2 Electric Boogaloo?
I walked right into that, didn't I?
As for Comics League, we're gonna be releasing Super Wonder Legacy. I'm thinking of either doing it. Thank you. I'm thinking of either doing it on Sunday or Monday, either of those days for upload. If it's Monday, it'll temporarily for that week take the place of my Monday video. For Wednesday, I'm going to be talking about this little beauty, and hopefully I can have maybe I can have the writer on to talk about the book. I don't know.
I will make some calls. I might have to bribe him with cheesecake, but I don't think it'll be an issue.
Yeah, obviously I have all the collabs with these fine gentlemen.
And don't forget the Super Wonder collab with me.
That's starting momentarily. This is gonna be a lot of Super Wonder content for Comics League, which awesome. And in terms of, if you guys want to see a pretty dope interview I did last night, check out my interview with Joe Sontag. He's a fantastic guy. And next week is a very special guest. I'm gonna be announcing it on the Monday video. That's gonna be when I'm gonna announce it.
We know who it is, but you've sworn us to secrecy.
Yeah. So that's when I'm going to announce it, and this is really big.
Like really big. Like guys, this I'm gonna stop right there.
The only way that this could be any bigger is if Zack Snyder showed up,
which will happen.
Which will happen eventually.
Oh God, JJheat.
Yeah.
Also, if you do get Zack Snyder. I know you're gonna ask about Super Wonder, and when he's like, you need to get him to say Wonderbat sucks, and literally just have that.
Is going to be a drop for the channel. Yes, thank you. That will be a drop. So on that note, and by the way, next week for Under Two Capes, TBD. And by the way, don't forget. So tomorrow we have. Let's see what we have tomorrow. We have a lot of shows. So I have the collab with Taladia talking about that Superman show. We're talking movie night this week is Karate Kid.
Alexa.
Oh.
And I think so. That's a JJheat pick. I'm pretty sure you're up next, Taladia.
Nick is next because I did mine too.
No, mine was last week.
He did Underworld.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we did the poll. Remember?
Isn't it Sammy's?
I think Sammy goes after you.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Taladia, do you know what your pick is going to be off the top of your head?
Yes, I do.
What is it?
Drop in the private chat. just so we can talk about it real quick, and then we'll wrap up because I'm interested to hear what. Oh God! All right, so next week is gonna be Karate
Live or
Kid
die,
2.
man. Live or die.
Next one's gonna be Karate Kid 2. I walked right into that one. I was like, oh no.
Yes, you did.
Get him
Yes,
a
you
body bag.
Oh no. So on that note, everyone, stay heroic. We will
Wonder
see you
Super Wonder.
Bat.
We'll see you in the next
Wonder
one.
Bat.
Thank
Super
you.
Wonder.